Ryan, one of the questions is how did you find out about OLA and how did you find out about the Alpha convention opportunity?
Sure. Yeah. I found out through Ola. I attended. There was this. It was held by I think Nationwide. It was this Hispanic or Latinx in finance panel that they had, and I went. I didn't really know what to expect, and I just entered going in, and there was one person there who, um, she was an actuary at Nationwide, and she well, we talked. We had a good conversation, and I was telling her, I was asking her like, what can I do to really get more involved with, the actuarial community and really make progress towards my first exam and things like that. And she suggested that, so she asked, "Do you know about Ola?" And I said, "No, I never heard of Ola. What's that?" And she says, "Oh, you have to join Ola. Like they're fantastic. You need to look into them." And I was like, okay, sure. What is OLA? And she's like, yeah, it's the Organization of Latino Actuaries. They have all these great resources to help, you know, the Latinos like you really get involved in the field. And so, yeah, after that meeting, I went on, I did some research. I found the OLA website, and, I got in contact with Regina, who's amazing. And really, I mean, yeah, once I even got just a tiny bit involved with OLA, it's like you guys grabbed me and just pulled me in and didn't let me get away. So, you were the reason that I was at the Alpha convention. Ola was able to, I applied for one of their travel stipends, which allowed me to go. And I mean, that was where I met you. And so, um, yeah, and just like, yeah, providing me with the scholarships. And I even applied for a stipend for study materials, and I got a check that allowed me to uh, get coaching actuaries. And really, I mean, between that scholarship and the stipend for the study materials and sending me to Alpha and meeting Regina and you and everyone else involved in OLA, it's been really amazing. And I I'm just constantly amazed and impressed that you guys are so dedicated to making this work, and the fact that it's all volunteer work. You all have your own separate lives, but you just feel that it's so necessary to give back to the community. I'm constantly in awe.
We see the direct impacts, right? We see you all walk into a convention and then come out with offers because of just the growth you've experienced, not just beforehand, but also during the convention, learning how to network, getting more comfortable in those professional settings, and it is just an amazing feeling watching you all come in and come out with those successful experiences. One thing that we're trying to do with this community is really build it up in such a way that it feels like you should be prepared to the extent that you are evaluated as much as possible on your abilities, on your talents, and the preparation that we give you. And so that's I think what's been great for me is knowing that I had a great support system at St. John's. I had a great support system through the Gamma Iota Sigma community that I was involved with as a student before OLA was founded. Um, knowing that I had that and that not every other, Latina student has that, is my motivation, at least to give back and provide, that sense of community that I had, and that support system that I had to other students and other candidates into the profession.
I completely agree. I mean, even here at UF, you'd think, well, we're in Florida, it has to be pretty diverse, and it is a pretty diverse campus, but I only know one other actuarial student, and we're both in OLA. I mean one other Latino actuarial student, and we're both in OLA. And um, so I think really it to get other young people, young Latino professionals involved in the community. I think OLA has done a fantastic job of that, and it really comes to the amount of roadblocks that you guys remove when it comes to, whether it be financial roadblocks of, paying to take the test or paying for study materials, like OLA removes that. If it comes to, one of the roadblocks of meeting with recruiters and finding connections. I mean, I mentioned that I had just come from the OLA virtual career fair, like you guys, and, you sent me to Alpha to meet all of these recruiters, and just, removing that connection roadblock. And even getting more involved within the Ola community and meeting other people like myself who have a shared experience. I mean, the other student on campus, he's really been a mentor figure for me. His name's Javier. He's great, and he's just 1 year ahead of me, and he's gone through almost exactly everything I've gone to. He's a finance major just like me, and he got involved in Ola at about the same time I did. And just talking with him and realizing how similar our stories were and how much Ola has helped both of us along our career. I mean, I don't know if you guys fully see it, but just the work that you do is impacting so many lives. And really, like, if not for Ola, I genuinely don't know. Like, I would definitely not have an internship next summer. Like, I would be out like a lot less money having to, maybe I wouldn't have even bought the study materials. Maybe I would have um, gotten a lesser quality version just because I needed to save money. Um, and so just, yeah, and I mean, I would have been a lot more lost too, just to not have somebody to reach out to and be like, oh, I have a question. And there's always someone from Ola who can be there to guide me and answer my questions and, tell me that I'm doing the right thing or show me how I can be doing the right thing. And yeah, Ola's just been so fantastic for that. And yeah, when it comes to getting more people involved, that's something that we can really do. And it's two parts. It's one, it's telling people that actuarial science is a career and continuing to spread the word about that, but also telling them that, not only is this a career, but this is a career that you can do regardless of your financial status, regardless of who you know. Like, as long as you're willing to work hard and put in the effort to take these tests and to pass the exams, like, don't worry, Ola will take care of the rest. Like, you're covered. And that's always incredibly reassuring. And so I guess, yeah, I'd want to know for you, what are your hopes when it comes to moving this program forward, when moving Ola forward, and things like that?
Yeah, and it's awesome. I think it's awesome to see the impact that it's having, like I was saying earlier, and kind of hearing it from you too. Like I think, definitely don't sell yourself short. I think, you probably would have found a way to make it, but I think like a lot of us that are coming in, especially in the pre-Ola times, it's definitely a lot more of a challenging journey, and there's more room for error there. Room to just say, I give up, I'm out of here. I'm gonna find something else that I can do, because I can't do this, right? And it's that feeling of being defeated and you can't make it because you don't have those visible role models to tell you, hey, I did this, you can do it too, right? And I think that's something that one with Ola, I think one thing we want to do is we want to develop more of those visible role models. I think you were talking about Javier, who's one of your fellow students. I think that's an example of a visible role model. One thing we've heard from our professionals, so maybe people even at my stage, they're between their ASA and their FSA, they're kind of the 5 to 10 year period of their career. We've heard from a lot of them, they could really use mentorship, right? And I think it's again that concept of the visible role model. It's one thing to have a role model that you kind of see somewhere else in the distance, but it's a different thing to have someone who's visible in your life, someone that you've met in person, or maybe you talk to more frequently, maybe even virtually if you're not in the same city. And we'd like to be able to provide that to a lot of our professionals, as well as more leadership and professional development opportunities, connection, and finding a better way to match people with mentors that match the career path that they're looking forward to seeing, and also I think be able to find a way to make our career more accessible, or rather to make our profession more accessible, because that's something that I think, when I was saying earlier, I wanted to be a doctor as a kid, do you see 5 year olds saying I want to be an actuary, when they're kids, right? And I think, there's a way to change that. I think as a profession, we're figuring out how do we make that um, a household name? How do we make that, career path appealing to young people, when they're still in elementary, middle school, because that eventually shapes, what clubs you get involved in when you're in middle school, for example, or high school, what classes you want to take, um, you know, family friends, if you have family friends who are in the profession, um, it's easier to kind of envision yourself doing that because again, you have that visible role model. So if we can provide that to a wider swath of the population and make that a more accessible aspect of our profession, I think we'll be able to market the profession in a much better way and get that much broader pool of talent. Um, and so I think, and I think you're part of the OLA Campus Ambassadors program, right, at UF?
Yes, yeah.
And so, I mean, how are you? What are your, I guess, successes and challenges in trying to attract talent to the profession, through that program? And I guess if you could explain to the rest of the community, what the OLA Campus Ambassadors do.
Sure. So campus ambassadors are representatives, student representatives of OLA who you go to the university, and basically their job is to uh, tell their fellow students about the actuarial career, tell their fellow students about OLA, try and get them involved, to try and show them, that they can be an actuary, and tell them about all the resources that OLA has. And I mean, yeah, for me, the big challenge just has been the lack of Latino representation within the actuarial community. I'd want to say that we have a 100% uh, OLA participation rate within the actuarial minor here, and it's only because there's only two Latino students in the minor, and so I think
Yeah,
just being able
pretty
to
common.
exactly, and just being able to because I was originally finance, and so what one of my goals for this year is to go into some of those finance clubs, because there are Hispanic finance clubs, and so if I can get into those and just try and steal some of their members and say, hey, any of you not like 100% set on finance, because OLA is an option as well, and just finding, because there are Latino students on campus. That's not the issue. The issue is that they just haven't found out about actuarial science, and maybe that's easy, maybe that's hard. Just finding the right groups and getting in with it is basically my biggest goal.
Awesome.
So I heard about this new program as well that the SOA has started, which is the SOA affiliate program. I know that it's just another resource that's designed to help young people like me get more involved with the actuarial profession.
Yeah, it's so I guess some background on that. When I was a candidate, taking exams and I was in school still, we I guess we didn't really have a way to access the Society of Actuaries in the same way that you could now, because you weren't really, a member of sorts. You had no sense of, I'm attached to the society in this way, right?
Yeah.
Um, and what's great about the new SOA affiliate membership program is that it's a way for really anyone who's interested in the profession, anyone who's attached to someone who's trying to enter the profession, a way for them to sign up and access SOA resources, and kind of get themselves into that community and feel that sense of belonging within the SOA community. Because I think it's something that similar to what we were talking about with Ola earlier. When you don't have that sense of I belong to this community, or I have access to these resources, it's easier to detach yourself from it. And we talk about, why why some of our board members will text you back right away, or they'll send you an email right away. We do that, and I think the SOA is doing that as well, because it's really about making sure people feel like we're paying attention to them. We know you exist. We know you're here. And we want to provide you these resources. And because the closer you feel, the more engaged you feel with the community, with a group of professionals, especially, the easier it is for you to feel that sense of belonging, and able to increase that motivation to want to continue down what is a very challenging but very rewarding career path. So I guess I'm curious. Have you signed up for the affiliate membership, Brian?
So I think so. I think I've put my email in, but that's something I want to go in and really explore more, because yeah, I wasn't exactly sure on like everything that they provided and everything that they did. I think I just saw that it was free, and I said, sure, why not? Might as well sign up. Um, but yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of good resources, and I'm a college student. College students love free things, free resources, and so that's something that I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of in the future. Yeah.
And I think with the affiliate membership, that's something that we are encouraging young people to do as well, is to get sign up for that, get themselves acquainted with the Society of Actuaries and the resources that are offered. Because sometimes you don't know right off the bat, what you're getting into, or what's offered to you. So it's a great way to just here's my first step. I'll sign up, and we'll kind of take it from here. Because once you do that, it's much easier for even if you do it for Ola, it's much easier for Ola. If you do it for the Society of Actuaries, it's much easier for the Society of Actuaries to reach out to you and say, "Oh, we have this opportunity. Would you like to get involved?"
Yeah,
It's hard for anyone to reach out to if you don't sign up, right? So,
exactly.
it's just kind of a lesson to candidates there, people looking into the
Exactly.
profession. But and then for our professionals, I think if you know anyone that's trying to enter the profession, and um, you want to give them access to resources, that affiliate membership is a great way to do that through the SOA. And then furthermore, if they're in the Latino actuarial community or trying to get into it, then we definitely recommend that they get in touch with us at Ola, because we can help them with even more resources. So it's really just about, I think, making sure that we are able to provide that access to really everyone that we can. Um, so yeah, but it's really great to hear about your journey, and how Ola and the SOA have brought a lot of benefits to your journey, as trying to become an actuary.
Yeah.
Um, and really just hearing about what it is that you're looking forward to as you move along. And um, so I guess, do you have any advice for people looking to enter the profession?
Sure. I guess, from the limited access that I have, I would say that, um, yeah, definitely take advantage of every resource that's offered to you. If you are Hispanic, there's Ola. If you're African American, there's IABA, which is the International Association of Black Actuaries. Um, there's all sorts of resources open to everyone who could possibly need them. And exactly, like, it is a challenging profession. It's not the easiest thing, but it is very rewarding. And so if you can find people to go on this journey with you and find people who can help you and show you the best path, then that can make it a lot less challenging than it needs to be. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think it's been great to talk to you today, Anthony. Hopefully, Ola's been around for 5 years and they've made such great progress, and maybe in five more, I'd love to see where they are. Maybe I'm a mentor at that point, giving back as an actuary
Exactly. Yeah.
myself. Um, but yeah, it's been great to have this conversation with you today.
Yeah, same here. Good luck with your actual journey, and keep in touch with us. And for those of you looking out for more opportunities to get involved in Celebration Hispanic Heritage Month with us here at the SOA, definitely reach out to us at Ola, info at latinoactuaries.org, and we will get in touch with you to help further that actuarial career journey. Thanks again.
Thank you.